Hello, everyone. This month's tip of the month is with regards to downsizing your home or your primary residence. This is one where, if not done right, can actually cause a lot of ripple effects down the road. So, I wanted to go over a few of the main things you want to think about if you're going to transition in retirement. One, a lot of people have done fantastic with their home with the real estate values going up over time. So, everyone is entitled, if it's your primary residence for at least 2 of the last 5 years, to up to a $500,000 exclusion for married filing joint and $250,000 if filing single in terms of gains on your primary residence. But a lot of people did great and they bought a home for 300 grand and they sold it for $1 million, so they might owe some taxes associated with the difference there of 200 grand. So think about if you're going to owe taxes upon selling your home. Two, a lot of people think, oh, I'm going to sell my home and pay off my mortgage and I should be able to walk away with a couple $100 grand. Well, just think about all the expenses that are associated with selling the home. So if we're selling $1 million home, let's say realtor cost is 50 grand, attorney costs an extra 2-3 grand. There's going to be typically some closing costs. Maybe they want you to fix this, tweak that. Maybe that's a few thousand, and of course, probably 5-6 grand for moving. So quickly, you can see 70,000 to 100,000 evaporate in terms of selling and downsizing your primary residence. Another thing I always recommend people do, especially when they're looking at that next property, is one, analyze the ongoing costs. I've come to a few couples where they downsize and they didn't quite think about it, and their property taxes went from 12 grand, and since they moved to the next county with higher property taxes, now 16 grand. That they're going to have ongoing carrying cost of an increase in taxes for the rest of their life. So certainly want to look at not only the purchase price of the next home, but what are the ongoing costs going to look at. And always assume, no matter what, wherever you're buying, however turnkey and move-in ready, that there's going to be something you want to do, whether it's paint a room or the hallway, bathroom. I would always carve out at least 10-20 grand just to make it yours. Another thing that I think is crucial is we want predictability as we approach retirement or in retirement. So, do as you may, but going with the fixer-upper as you're in retirement, that could cause you issues. If we're carving out, 10-20 grand to make it yours, but then we open up something and, oh crap, we have to have a $50,000-$60,000 expense, well, that can have a really big problem when it comes to your retirement and your budget. That leads me into something that might not be easy in reality, but I do kind of recommend if you can pull it off. I always recommend downsizing while you're still working or right before you retire. This way, if that problem comes up where, I thought this was going to be a $10,000 fix and it turned into a $40,000 fix, well, you're still working. Maybe you can delay retirement for a few months to kind of help out with the cash flow of that reality. And probably the most important thing you can do is do it once. You probably don't want to downsize at 70 years old with something with 3 floors and a whole bunch of stairs. Imagine you buying this property, even if it's at 70, thinking about you at 85 years old. Because the biggest cost of all is switching costs. So if you are going to downsize, try and think of, all right, if this is going to be for my home for the next 15, 20 years. Of course, if you want me to go through any scenario, always feel free to reach out.